Good evening, everyone. My name is Tony Pezza, and this is what I call a workshop. I don't know if any people have been to workshops or seminars, but workshop, we do work, because that's why you're here, to learn, become a millionaire, how to get in business with no money down. So the theme today is how to go into business with little or no money down. Now, you all got the pamphlet, the booklet. I'd like you to write notes down as I talk, because I think it'll be useful to you in your next endeavor. The pages in the front are empty, different notes. You also have here, on the 5th page, you'll see the little money tree on the page. We're doing another seminar on April 23rd at the library in Toms River. We're doing that there, that's the date, the 23rd. The next page over there is, because this is a 2-part workshop. So for any of your friends that would like to sign up for the next program we have, we offer for your attendees that come in, like we do with a lot of our marketing people, we give each one $100 for anyone that signs up for part 2. So you have no obligation, but you'll get $100 from us paid out to you as part of the program we have. And the other thing is that when we get into it, on the 3rd page where it says how to buy a business versus starting a business, I think that you'll be somewhat amazed at the difference of buying a business and starting a business. How many people here own a business now? Oh, that's a good number. Okay. How many want to go into business? Only 3 or 4, huh? Okay. So we're going to walk you through the process between buying, starting, and that kind of step that we're going to take you through. So, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what I've done in the past, and as I go along, you'll see why I'm qualified to teach you how to go into business with little or no money down. I've been doing this for 50 years, over 45 years. I've owned over 300 businesses. I've sold, marketed, funded 23,000 businesses since 1975. I was the chief analyst for 3 major banks. I did 9,000 businesses with the banks, did all the analysis for them. So I do qualify for the teaching course that we're going to go through tonight. I think you're going to find it very intensive, you're going to find it informative, and your participation is going to help everybody in the audience. I don't like to throw out questions, and we want to participate. This is my little money tree here, okay? I have $100 on there. $50 goes for the drawing. You got all the sweats back, Tom?
Yes, I do.
Okay. When you get a chance, fold them in half and half again and get a bucket, put them in a bucket for me, okay? We give you $50, that's just for coming because we appreciate your time. I know business people, I enjoy business. The other $50 on there is a giveaway. When we go through the process of learning, you ask questions, I answer them, come up and take $1, $2, or $3 off the tree, whatever I think the question is. Why do I do that? Because I've been to 3,000 seminars in my life, and they're so dull and boring, I want to cry, believe me. She's laughing over there, she's probably been there already. They get dull, they have no enthusiasm. So I like to make people be part of the program and say, okay, I want to learn, I'm here to learn, I want to participate. You know, no one ever learns by not participating. Like, you know, they become repetition, something over and over. So we're going to try to make it an interesting night for you. And I think the information you're going to learn about today is going to be somewhat different than what you've been to within the seminars. I had a school for 31 years. I taught over 150,000 business owners, very successful. As I said, I've done over 23,000 business transactions. So my knowledge is rather extensive, and it's informative. So, as I said, my name is Tony Pezza, and we're going to be working with you people today. We're going to walk through different processes and different programs. This is my little money tree, which I told you about. I want to give money away tonight. That's why you're here. I mean, you're here to learn, but I want to thank you for your time, so that's how I do it. Okay? company's called American Standard Businesses. What I've done over the past many years, I've written manuals, which is over there. There's a manual which is part of the package. Is that I've created a form of education called Business. And what it is, it's a consumption of 45 years of learning, teaching, and training people how to be successful in business. Come on in, guys. See Tom in the back. Thanks very much. How to be successful in business. Now, in business right now, you have failure rates that are about 63%. Now, why do we have 63% failure rates? Anybody know why? Nobody? Shoot, guys, come on, part of the package.
A number of reasons.
All right, let's hear the reason why you got failure rates.
Economy, advertisement, lack of it,
Okay.
customer draw,
Funding,
funding.
wrong location, all
bad
good,
location, yeah.
all good. But you know what the number one failure in the country is? Business education and support. Will anybody tell you any different? If you're 23,000 businesses, I know the difference. So what happens is that you can have all the money in the world. If you don't have the knowledge or the experience, you're not going to make it. If you don't have people guiding you, giving you support, you're not going to make it. Money in business is good, but it's not the where-all, and it's not the catch-all. They say, I got a lot of money, I'm going to do it. Millionaires go broke in business. They may have the experience, but not the knowledge. So there's a big difference between knowledge and experience that you're going to learn tonight. Okay? So this is every business owner's dream here, is money tree. You can't go in the backyard and pick your money, but you can run a business successfully. What we're doing tonight is a two-part program, as I say. Okay? Now, the two parts is this is the first part of the program. We do have a second part of the program that, for people that want to sign up for the second part of the program, we partner with you in any business you want to go into, $10,500. We teach you, it's a one-day course. So I'm not trying to sell it to you now, but I want you to think about it. If you go into business, your average business today is about $150,000 to start. You said you want to start a business, right? Okay. To start a business today is about $150,000. That's your average price. We're going to go over that a little later on. And for that, you probably need about $75,000 cash to work, which is a lot of money. The thing is that when you go into the program that we're going to be talking about tonight is that, hi, guy. Did you photo? Oh, you're from, okay, good, okay. That's our photographer from the newspaper. So people that want to go into business today, you're looking at about $150,000 with at least $75,000 up front. What's going to happen is that you now have to go scout the business, processing, which is all good, but it still takes a lot of time and money. So tonight we're going to focus on how to buy a business with little or no money down. And I've done about, I don't know, 300 or 400 of them already. And let's see. Thank you for coming. So what happens is that by going through the process, you'll see the savings that you can have between the startup costs, which we're going to go over one business at a time, so that you know which one business you want to go into. We're going to break down the 6 basic businesses in the country. There's only 6 in the country that we break down, and we break them into dollars and cents. Okay? These are my manuals over there, written by me. This is all part of the package that we received in the program that we're going to be going over. There's your 4 working manuals for until we do this. All part of this is part of the package that you're going to receive. The second part of the program is going to be at the Prairie Hotel on 8th of April, February, and that's all in your book also. So let's do business assessment here now. How many own a business today? We went over that already. How many want to own a business tomorrow? Everybody wants to be a business owner, but they don't have the money or the training to do it, and that's where the problem comes in. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to break down each business. Now, it's all about knowledge and experience. Everybody said that the failure rate is due from lack of business education and knowledge. But the experience that you have in your own business, you can open any business you want as long as you have experience. But the difference in the failure is the knowledge of the business program itself. How much do I need? You can go to your accountant, that's great. You can go to your attorney, that's great. But you really should know all the basic cost of every business going into it. Now, how many people know about how to do a business plan? First thing, okay. Let me tell you about a business plan. If you go to any program on a computer or any consultant, first thing they say is, you want to start a business? Well, here's what you need. You got to go to your attorney, fill out the form, whatever you have to do, corporation. Go to your accountant, get your numbers. Run the numbers, pass in what your rent cost is. Then you have to do a business plan. And then you have to go to the bank and do SBA loan. That's all great. But the problem with that is that every business in this country is not the same cost. It's not the same layout, not the same marketing. It's all different. So when you do a business plan, you want to do it on the business you're doing, that you're thinking about purchasing. Not a business that is standard on any SBA loan, SBDC. They've been doing the same business plan for as long as I can remember. It really doesn't work. The business plan itself is great because it gives you your cost, your projection, that's great. But every business is a different cost. And this is what this is about. What do I spend on a barber shop, a butcher shop, hair salon, trucking company, gas station? They're all different costs. Now, when people come to me for consulting, and they say, I'm thinking about buying a business, starting a business, I say, okay, well, tell me what you want to do. They tell me, they say, okay. I say, you got to take your cost on the business itself. And we're going to get into that a little later, but I want to give you just a highlight of it. For instance, if I was to look at a business that is one of the 6 categories that we're going to go into, when I go look at a business, I don't want to know how much their sales are. I say to the owner, let's say it's a coffee shop. I say to the owner, how many pounds of coffee by a week? And if I'm looking at a pizza parlor, and I say, how many bags of flour do you use? And I'm looking at a truck company, I say, how many gallons of gas do you drink a month? If I'm buying a gas station, how many gallons are you pumping? You see, I don't care if the sales are, because I'm going to take that number that they're giving me, and I'm going to multiply in my own mind of what it is by my experience. For instance, I'm looking at a coffee shop, and he's breakfast and lunch, and he's doing 10 pounds of coffee in the morning. That's 600 cups of coffee. I'm looking at 600 times 4. He's doing 2,000 a day. I'm doing 14,000 a week, right off the top of my head. Good business. Now we talk about how much more. If I'm looking at a gas station to buy, you better be doing 150,000 gallons a month. Otherwise, I'm not interested. If I'm looking at a convenience store, I say, what's your customer count? You better have 1,000 customers a day for a good convenience store. So, and I said to you that a business plan is great, but it only applies to the business that you're doing there. Now, since 1975, there's been, if you go to your computer and you go to any of the search engines, and you look up business seminars, you'll get 681,000 programs. Of the 681,000 that are on the computer, 3 million seminars have been, since 1975, how to start a business. 3 million seminars. Isn't that ridiculous how to start? And they're all the same. Go to your lawyer, go to your accountant, go to your insurance guy, go to the same basic 6 things they have. I don't care. I've been doing this for a long time, and they never changed the system. So this is where the fallacy comes in. You have to know what business you're in. So tonight we're going to go over different businesses, the cost of the businesses, the profit on every business. Here's another thing. I mentioned 6 or 7 businesses: the gas station, the coffee shop, the pizza parlor, the trucking company, the gas station. They all have different costs. Going in, they have different profits. So when I'm looking at a gas station, I'm saying, well, how much is this? And I want to see at least 150,000 gallons a month. So I'm running my numbers in my head and on my pad. I'm saying, okay, this will work. But when you're doing a business plan, the numbers don't mean anything because there's 6 basic categories that the whole world's been doing for 3 million seminars since 1975. It drives me up a wall because it doesn't work. But let's say that they're going to do what they do and I do what I do, and that's the bottom line. So with that in mind, don't you want to know when you're going to look at a business, you're going to say, well, I don't care what sales are doing. They say, how much coffee are you selling? How much is your customer? And that's how you determine whether it's good business or not. So with that, the other thing is that everybody in business goes into business should have the experience. Otherwise, why go into business without business experience of the business you're going into, whether it's a bake shop or hair salon, whatever it is. But probably 95% lack business knowledge. And what does that mean? You can be smart in what you do, but you may not know the business courses to take. Now, I did mention that at school for 31 years. It's called the Institute for Small Business Education. I was a mortgage banker for 27 years. Had 137 people working for me. Had 14 offices all through New Jersey. And I trained about 150,000 business owners to be successful. Now, the failure rate in the United States is 63% on average. When you get training, as we had when I had the school, my success rate is 90%. So let's look at a 63% failure without education and a 90% success rate with education. You're an engineer, you know what I'm talking about. So the difference in the balance is, you got 150% swing there. So all the money in the world doesn't give you knowledge. And even though you're smart in your education of what your business is, hair salon, whatever, that's great. But what do you do when you have to do your costs because you haven't been trained to do that? How do you know terminology in a contract? You know what that means. You go to your lawyer. That's great. And what about your accountant? And what about if you want to sign a lease with a landlord and you don't know what a triple net lease is or what a gross net lease is? Those things comes under knowledge. Now, I said to over 31 years I had a school and we trained a lot of people. But everyone that came out had a 90% success rate. It's highest in the country, still is, and nobody can beat that because of education. So we always like to have people learn what they're getting into, dollars, cents, wise, and what business they are. So if you could grasp the education part, the knowledge part, that's great. Now, I don't know, no one here has ever taken my business card. You guys ever met me before? No. Okay. That's because when we had the school, we had the in-house counsel. We had our own attorney, our own marketing people, we had our own computer people, accountant, because we had a real school. And we used to compete with the colleges because even though we taught business, we also had an in-house attorney who taught contracts and leases. We had an accountant who taught the accounting, and we had the marketing people. So we did have a great operation, great school rules. And it ran for a long time until I had to close it down, obviously, for reasons. So,
ladies and gentlemen and business owners, thank you for listening to part 1. If you would like to listen to part 2, please go to the next video.